Hello everyone, this is Steve with Luthierism. It's a technical guitar channel where I'm just trying to share information with people and hopefully it'll help. I'm going to refresh this Gretsch Streamliner and it's a 26 model number 2627T, has 3 pickups, and it's an Indonesia guitar. I'll show you how I know that in a minute here. But what I noticed about the guitar right off the bat, the pickups in the selector switches, it just doesn't work at all. And I'm going to describe how that happens. So I've also created a wiring diagram, kind of reversed engineered what's already there. And you can't get the wiring diagram anywhere. I mean, I even call Gretsch to see if they have it. They don't have it. It's not on the website. You know, this is a kind of a specialized guitar because of the 3 pickups and how the selector switches work. And also tuning stability though too. It has that tunematic style bridge with the hard saddles, you know, with the strings scrape across those saddles with the Bigsby, which I don't think works very well. So a roller bridge would be a good alternative. And then also a new nut. It has a plastic nut, and one of those self-lubricating tusk nuts would probably be a good alternative, or even a roller nut if I can find something. And then the pickup selector diagram I've included too. So let's go right to the main selector diagram here. So this is the modern Gretsch Streamliners. They use a straightforward serial format. So as you can see, it's IS 1909-06586. So IS is the factory code, so that's Samick, Indonesia. So S for Samick, I for Indonesia. The model year is 2019, so that's the 19. The month is September, so that's the 09. And then the last part of it is the production sequence number. So your Streamliner, this Streamliner was built in September of 2019 in Samick, Indonesia. Now you can see it's a pretty complicated arrangement here. There's 3 pickups. You have a master volume, a master tone, a neck pickup volume, a middle pickup volume, a bridge pickup volume, and then you have these 2 selectors. So you have pickup selector 1, which if it's in, I'll call that the up position towards you, is neck only. Middle position is neck and bridge, and then the down position or away, you can see the arrows there, is bridge only. So the other pickup selector 2 controls just the middle pickup. So if it's in the up position, it isolates the middle pickup. So just the middle pickup operates, and it turns off the bridge and the neck. In the middle pickup is on, and that allows pickup selector 1 to be in combination with the middle pickup on. And then if you push down on it, the middle pickup is off, and then pickup selector 1 is engaged. So you can do whatever you want with pickup selector 1, and middle position is off, or you can do whatever you want in the middle position is on, or if you isolate the middle position, it disables pickup selector 1. So that's pretty interesting. It's kind of complicated, but the more you stare at it, I guess the more you get used to it. So let's take a look at that in a more usable format. So when the next diagram comes up here. So when you look at this diagram here, it's the control functions diagram. And you can see what I was just talking about. When pickup selector 2 is in the down position, or when it's in the up position, or when it's in the middle position. So when it's in the down position, the middle pickup is off, and you can see that on the right hand side. When it's in the up position, the middle pickup is up, and when it's in the middle position, the middle pickup is on. So when pickup selector 2 is up, it isolates the middle pickup, and it turns off the neck and the bridge. You can see that in the middle. So this is just kind of a good diagram that just shows how it works. So when the middle pickup selector 2 is in the down position, it's off. It deactivates the middle pickup. Now pickup selector 1 is either up neck, middle neck and bridge, or down bridge. You can see it right there. I've included this diagram because it's very intuitive. It shows you exactly how it works. If pickup selector 2 is in the up position, it isolates the middle pickup. It isolates it. So now the middle pickup is always on, and it disconnects the neck and the bridge. So it doesn't matter what you do with selector 1, it's just not going to do anything. And then when the middle if selector 2 is in the middle position, then the middle pickup is always on, and it allows selector 1 to still select the neck and the bridge, or just the bridge. So that's a very straightforward visual of what's going on right there. Okay, now I wanted to include this wiring diagram. I know this is just looks crazy, but it just kind of shows the neck, the middle, and the bridge. Shows how the wiring actually works. So you can see that toggle switch 1 is a 3-way toggle. It's 4 pins, but it's a 3-way toggle. And then switch 2 is 6 pins. And you're going to have to stare at this a while, but this is how this guitar is wired. So the neck, the middle, and the bridge, they're humbuckers, but they're basically only 2 conductor. And they all go right to their own volume pot. And then each one of those volume pots is kind of the you know, the output for the pickup. And it goes to it's wired in this way. And that's toggle switch 2. It just kind of shows you how it kind of directs. So it takes the information from toggle switch or switch 1, and it feeds it into 2, and then 2 directs it out to the output, to the master volume, which goes to the output signal. And just a mental note here too, 2 and 5, those pins 2 and 5, they're actually connected together. So this is kind of just how it works. So if you need a wiring diagram for this guitar, this is it. This is how it works. You know, the volume pots, I mean, the pots are 500 k ohm for these type of humbuckers. The toggle switch 2, I know that seems confusing, but I have another diagram after this that just kind of shows how the electrical signal passes through toggle switch 2. But you know, this took a long time to figure out how to put this together, and and I don't think this exists anywhere. I don't think you can find this anywhere. Even Gretsch doesn't have it. So this might be something of value that you might want to take a look at. Now, here's a diagram of pickup selector 2, and it kind of shows. So that where it says right there, it kind of shows you, you know, how this thing is basically working. So, you know, this switch is kind of like it kind of electrifies. If you toggle up, you're electrifying 3, 6, 2, and 5 pin, and if you toggle down, you're electrifying 2, 5, 1, and 4 pins. And then if you're in the middle, it's kind of like a split between 3, 2, 5, and 4. And then 2 and 5 we're going to connect together. And what's interesting is like switch 1 center lug, that's like all the signal coming from switch 1. So when you look at switch 1, it comes into 4. And you can see when I toggle down, the middle pickup isn't connected to anything. So you can see where the middle pickup is coming in on pin 3. And the output is 2, 5, and out. 2, 5, and out. And that's the output to, like, you know, the signal out to your amplifier, basically. Well, it goes to the volume pot, the master volume. But you can see switch 1 center lug, that is all the signals, that, you know, the bridge, the neck, the bridge and neck. Everything coming from switch 1 goes to that switch 4. So you can see when I toggle down, the middle pickup is completely off, and now I'm picking up the signal from switch 1. When I put it on the middle pickup, in the middle position on switch selector selector 2, then the middle pickup is electrified, and the signal from switch 1 is coming into 4. Everything has the ability to go to the output depending on where the switch is on switch 1. And then when I go to the middle pickup is isolated when I toggle up. So now the middle pickup is on, and you can see this, the signal from switch 1, the center lug, which goes to number 4, is completely isolated. So now just the middle is electrified and going to the output. So toggle up, just middle. Middle toggle, everything is connected in that loop. You can see it there. And then toggle down, middle is off. And then just switch 1 center lug is electrified. So there it is right there. There's kind of a good visual representation of how the signal is flowing through that pickup, through that switch number 2, and you can see how the middle pickup is either connected or it's not, or switch 1 center lug, which is all the information from switch 1, is either connected or it's not. So that's a really good visual right there for you.
Okay, Gretsch 2627T owners. I know this looks like a mess, but I'm trying to decipher the wiring in this guitar, and it hasn't worked right from the beginning at all. And so this is switch 1, which is in the upper bout, and then switch 2 is in the lower bout, and it basically had the same 2 switches in the upper bout and the lower bout. This is the upper bout switch, and then this is the lower bout switch. And the lower bout switch is a 6-pin switch. We'll get to that. But first of all, I wanted to just get the upper switch working. So the upper switch should be, so when you're down would be away from you, up would be towards you, and then middle. So when you're down that way, well, actually it's this way. So down is the bridge. See that? That down is the bridge. Middle should be the bridge and the neck, and then up is just neck. That's how it should work right there. So what I had to do is I had to trace out the 3 wires. I got middle, neck, and bridge. I had to trace them out to figure out which one of these, because the wires coming up into the switch are coming off the volume pots, and these wires on these pickups don't match. But I wanted to double check. This has the highest inductance and highest resistance, so this is definitely the bridge, and then this is a little bit lower, and this is even lower. So I do have the right sequence. This is the highest inductance, highest resistance, next highest inductance, resistance, lowest inductance, resistance. So up, neck, middle, neck and bridge, down, bridge. So I've got this switch wired correctly now. So now we have to do is take this switch and then link it to the 6-pin switch. And I have all this diagrammed out. So if anybody would like to go to my website and see this, plus I'll put it in the video. I'll put a link in there for this. But I have the diagram for this switch, which is a 6-position switch, double pole, double throw, on is what they call it. And then I also have the wiring diagram for the entire guitar. So now all I have to do, I've got this switch working perfectly. Now this switch electrifies the middle pickup. And it basically, what it does is it turns the middle pickup on and off, and it turns the bridge and neck on and off. So you can run just the neck, just the middle, or you can run all 3, or you can run just the neck and the bridge without the middle. So it would be up would be isolated, which means just the middle. middle is the middle pickup is on all the time, and then you can still use selector 1 to pick the neck and the bridge, and then down would be the middle is off, and now you're just running these two pickups again, the neck and the bridge. So that's the next step. Let's see if I can make that happen. I'll be back. Okay, Gretsch owners 2627T. I think I might have this. This is crazy. But according to the wiring diagram that I put together, you can see that on the channel here. So when this is switch selector 2, when it's in the down, let's see, when it's in the off position, okay, now just switch selector 1 will work. So this is middle position off. When it's in the middle position, now the middle position in so all three is working now because I've got this one in the middle position. And then when I bring this up, that's isolated. So now just the middle position. Doesn't matter what selector 1 is doing, it's only going to be the middle. So middle only, isolated, all three, or down, which would be if it's down, it's off. So the second is off. So let's say the middle position's off right now. Now we go to switch selector 1. If we put it, yeah, I'm getting confused now. So if you put it in the up position, it's the neck. Okay, the middle's down, the middle's off, so the middle's not going to come on. If you're in the middle position, it's the neck and the bridge still off, right? And now if you're in the down position, it's just the bridge and nothing else is on. So it's actually working. And what I definitely noticed was they had the middle position and the bridge humbuckers wired in reverse. So not only was the switching not correct, but these two humbuckers were wired in reverse. So there was just no way this was going to work. But if you look at the 2627T wiring and how it's supposed to work, so pickup selector 1 is it's a 4-pin switch. It should be up neck, middle neck and bridge, down bridge. Okay, but you have to have this 6-pin switch in selector 2, which is up. It just isolates the middle, so it shuts off the neck and the bridge. If it's in the middle position, it electrifies. Basically, it lets everything come through. It lets the bridge and the neck, the bridge and the neck come through, and then the middle is on. And then if you put it down, the middle is completely off, and then switch selector 1 is the only one that'll work. So I'll go through this at the end, but if you look at the diagram, the wiring diagram I put together, it'll show you how all this works. The thing about it is that Gretsch, I even talked to Gretsch. They don't even have the wiring diagram. This machine was put together in Indonesia. It was completely wired incorrectly. So I've got the wiring down now. I'll make the diagram available for you. And what I'd like to do eventually is upgrade all of this wiring and all the potentiometers. But for now, I'm just going to put this back together and see if all the switching is going to work properly. Okay, I got the Gretsch back together. It was an odyssey. It's a wiring nightmare in there. I think eventually I'd like to replace all the wiring and all the potentiometers in this guitar, but for right now I've got it wired up properly and it can be a blueprint for going forward. But so when we look at the pickup switch selectors, now this is up and down. I just put up, up, down, down. I just did it like that instead of this way. I just think it makes more sense intuitively. So when this is down, the middle pickup is off, okay? And so now the middle pickup is off. So now this switch, selector 1, is going to control the bridge and the neck. So if I go to the up position, it's neck only. See? If I go to the middle position, it's neck and bridge. Now this is off because I've got this off. And if I go to the down position, it's bridge. So that's working now. So now if I put this in the middle position, now the middle is always on. So now the selector 1 works the same way. Bridge, everything, neck, and middle. Middle is on. If I put this switch in the up position, no matter what I do with selector 1, it's only going to be the middle pickup. So up position, it turns selector switch 1 off. Here it puts the middle position on, and here it turns the middle position off. The only time, now if I'm in this position or the middle, this selector switch 1 works the same way. But if I put this up, it isolates the middle, and then no matter what I do with selector 1, it's not going to do anything. So that's according to the diagram from the factory, and I have that in the introduction here. That's how it's supposed to work. So I have these wiring diagrams, everything laid out, and so I've got it all figured out now. I think out of all the guitars out there, 3 pickups. Most Gretsches only have 2 pickups. This one, the 2627T, has 3 pickups, a master volume, a master tone, and then a master tone, and then 3 volumes, and then these 2 selector switches. It's just, I think it's just way too complicated, but it is working right now, and I think it's going to need a wiring upgrade in the future because the pots are those little dinky pots, and but working right now, so let's let it go.